Are we here? I think we are. We're live. We're live. We're live. Hi, everybody. This is Brown. Hope you're doing very well. Shall we get the guests on? Yes, let's do this. Okay, first up, they're all stepping in at the last minute. Quality guests, everybody. It is the all hail Emperor Goodwin.
Oh, Mr. Brown. Lovely to be
Yes.
here.
How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well.
And on that bombshell, shall we get the next guest on?
Absolutely.
Okay. Deepling of Sir Melvin in retirement, not anymore, out of retirement.
Ta-da!
All right, Melvin. Yeah, mate.
Hello. Who wants to touch me?
Where you we?
Yeah, don't not anymore. Not after you got your new nickname from Drinker's Chat.
Oh, what was it?
Melvin Deep Deck.
Not Melvin Slayer.
Melvin Slayer.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody trolling called me Melvin Deep Deck, but I'm actually quite flattered by that. I'm quite flattered by the name Melvin Deep Deck.
That's what she said. Okay. Gavin Blackburn Wrench. Hello, Gavin. Broon v Drinker tomorrow. Drinker must be shitting bricks.
That's the best way to shit.
Okay. Well, I will say if you want a more realistic review of Andor, I think ours will be the one to watch. But that's just me. Melvin, it's great to have you on. Shall we get the last person on for now?
Oh, yes, we should, because this time I know it's somebody good.
Oh,
right.
Hello. Yeah, hi.
You all right?
Yeah.
Are you eating tonight?
No, not eating tonight. Not tonight. Yeah, I drank a lot because it's bloody hot in London.
It's been it's sunny but chilly. North sea wind, chilly.
Well, here it's been really warm today. Very warm. In fact, it's still warm. So I've been drinking gallons of water and
gallons
and Coca-Cola. I never drink anything healthy. Actually, I should eat stuff healthy, shouldn't I? Anyway, shall we move on? Shall we?
I think you're killing it. Yes.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to do then, guys? There's a small presentation, but do you want to evening chat? Shall we bat it out for a while, or just get?
Did anybody see this trailer? Made me excited, and I really want to see it. And did anybody see the Nobody 2 trailer?
Yes.
I think that trailer is great.
Yeah.
I'm more excited about that than anything else. I really want to see this film.
Hold on.
Fun. Looks like so much fun.
Okay, I think we're going straight in balls deep, everybody.
Yeah, it looks like so much fun. I mean, what's interesting about it is that he how many could they do with this guy? How old is this fella? Do you know what I mean? I don't know how old he is. But yeah.
Early 60s, is he?
Yeah,
Bob Odenkirk. I think he is.
Must be.
Was it him that had the heart attack during the
one?
Yeah. I don't know. Have you guys seen it? What do you reckon?
I like the trailer is definitely leaning into more of the humor.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see if they can keep the same interesting aspects of the first one, but it's like Vacation meets John Wick.
What's interesting about it is that his brother is black. I think there was one shot with him in it. So it's definitely not ruled by the woke people, is it? Let's face it. Otherwise, he'd be all over the trailer, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
So
we've got to wait until August. Can you believe it?
I know, but it focuses on Bob, doesn't it? And that's great.
Bob.
Yeah, you know what? Right. He takes his family to that place. And what are the chances of that happening?
Yeah.
That sounds really funny. But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I was amused that they were doing Holiday Road as the song for the trailer. It was amusing.
Here you go, Kendrick Lamar. Hello, my friend. Nobody and John Wick are the only good action franchises left. What about Ballerina?
No,
that's out very, very soon, isn't it?
That's the John Wick franchise, though, isn't it?
It's all the same universe.
It doesn't look good, Ballerina. It looks like the same. It looks like they're literally trying to make a female John Wick.
Anna de Anus. We all like
I
a bit
know.
of de Anus, though.
She's
don't
got
we?
a big freaking tattoo on her back, and that she
Oh,
doesn't look.
yes.
You know, her hair is combed like it's all greasy, and you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. You know, hopefully it'll be good, but you know, it's going to be if it's going to be more the same John Wick kind of style killing stuff, then it's nothing new, is it? You know,
Yeah, you go. Fat. Other fats. Sharon Stone is the baddie.
I almost didn't recognize her.
Yeah.
Almost.
She must be 70.
Yeah, she looks good. She looks kind of good for her age. So, yeah.
Is Kendrick Lamar related to Jama Lama?
I don't know.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Mm.
We'll have to ask Kendrick Lamar. Are you
Need to see
related to?
Some ID.
Yeah. So that's it. Good night, everybody. I think
That was good work.
that was short, but it was one of the best streams we've ever had.
Very impactful.
I love the Nobody Won trailer. That was the thing that made me want to see it. And this one is whoever makes the trailers for the Nobody films are really good. Really makes me want to see this one. So
Yeah, I mean, it was actually unlike so many other trailers that we've seen over the last several years. This one was one that actually made me interested in seeing the movie.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of of those recently. Was it Weapons? The one about the
Weapons
kids
of Mass Destruction.
No, it's just Weapons. That one
okay.
that also has an excellent trailer. But it's about children like disappear from this classroom and all that. And again, it doesn't give a bunch away. It makes you interested. I think the only one we've had comparable to that is like 28 years later.
But the thing is, though, they do show you a lot of action in this, but that's the point, isn't it? That they're saying it's more of what was presented in the first film, and it's funnier. That's what it's telling you. So I
guess the risk that they take is that they end up doing like John Wick, where they're like, oh, you like this from the first one, and then that's all you get. And it was like, yeah, but that's not why the first movie worked. I mean, it was really about his character arc and what he was going through.
Do you think they've sold us already on the trailer?
I have. I'm sold. I want to see it.
I was going to go see it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, it's the trailer that actually makes me want to see it. I mean, there's some really nice moments in there with the explosives in the Hall of Mirrors and his dad with the big machine gun thing shooting loads of people. It looks great. It looks absolutely great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 8 minutes.
Well, I think the other thing about the trailer is that if you haven't seen Nobody yet, and there's a sizable population who is not, this will still get you interested in seeing.
Yeah. I would say, folks, if you haven't watched Nobody, you should check it out. It's really good.
Also, I think they've given him a proper wig this time, so it doesn't fall off his head like in the first one, flapping around.
Bigger budget.
Anyone?
No.
Yeah, we'll do a bit of Andor. Who has watched Andor?
Me.
Melvin.
I watched
Melvin will be talking about Andor later on.
I'm not qualified to understand it, so
none of us are, unfortunately.
Too complicated.
I'm not media literate enough, I guess. So.
My knuckles have been scraping on the concrete today.
I haven't digested enough of the Greek classics to understand the TV show, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Where are we?
Rust in peace, Rachel, hello, my friend. If you can only see one movie at the cinema theater,
you should get out more often.
Dead Reckoning Part 2. This is that a film?
Nobody 2.
Oh yeah, okay. Or 28 years later.
Nobody 2.
Yeah, I think Nobody 2 probably for me.
Nobody 2.
I'd say 28 years later.
No, I think that's going to be all right.
The reviews are out of Dead Reckoning today.
Was it a lot of people like it or not? Okay. There you go.
It's not good.
They reckon it's dead.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Still going to see it though.
I'd go Dead Reckoning as much as I want to watch Nobody. I've seen all the others. How many Mission Impossible? 7?
I think so.
7
I'm not sure.
movies?
Yeah, just too many. It's just
Yeah.
too many.
I think, was it Fallout? That was the absolute pinnacle, and they should have...
The one was Fallout, the one with Cavill.
Yeah, Fallout. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Mister. You're right.
Yeah. I was. I just got back from the store and I saw the link, so
How you doing? Good, yeah.
thought I would hop on. Yeah. A little bit. The ending of Andor. Wow.
We'll do that in a bit. Here you go. Men Talk Mine Truck. Wow. I haven't seen Nobody, but this new trailer made me put it on my watch list, so I'll watch them both eventually. Yeah, Nobody's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say great. It's entertaining.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I mean, it was much better than I anticipated it would be. I just thought, well, I'll just put it on for noise, and then it pulled me in pretty quick.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah, a good action movie. It's a good action movie.
Gavin Blackburn wrenched. Brune, where do babies come from?
The hospital.
The stork, isn't it? The stork delivers them.
No, I got picked up mine at the hospital.
I will tell you exactly, because this has been a well-kept secret, but I think it's time it was made public.
Okay.
Babies come from a pizza shop in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
With them fish. Controversy.
Damn.
well, in my own experience, babies come from a phone call you get by somebody that you thought you would never see again.
Yes. They come from the child support agencies.
James W.
I knew I shouldn't have given my real phone number, but
Yeah.
Hello, James.
Or
Best gin
name.
and tonic.
Well, I mean, are we talking about the flat tonic? Or the
Don't drink it.
Yeah, flat tonic's not so brilliant.
Don't drink it.
Yeah, babies come from a place of hatred, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm gonna have
Oh.
to say Tanqueray.
Or love, depending on your point of view. Tanqueray.
I'm not a huge gin fan, even though I was quite
I
the
do like
drinker.
gin. Yeah.
But if I had to drink any gin, it would be the ones they call Scotch. So,
My
What?
favorite beer,
No.
That's
Scotch.
very confusing.
yeah, that was my. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not trying to avoid malaria in India, so I don't drink gin and tonic.
Apparently, when they made that film, The Medicine Man with Sean Connery, apparently, this is the story, he drank a bottle of vodka every night when they were finished filming.
Fuck.
And he was the only person on set that didn't get sick. Because he didn't have blood clots.
Yeah.
It's just pure alcohol running through his.
Yeah.
Bob Smith 9866. When you call the pizza place, order anchovies and onion. Thank me later.
No.
What?
well, I never used to get sick.
Wee.
Hey, Brian, I never got sick when I was drinking. I think my blood was too toxic a place for any diseases to take hold.
Yeah. I mean, they use alcohol for antiseptic. I just figured I would.
Yeah, it was homemade chemotherapy.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite gin, not Brian Wrenched, gin Urso. Ugh.
I give her a 1.
Shall we do Andor for those who've seen it? Are we doing
Get it out of
spoilers?
the way. That way we don't end on a sour note.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no comment.
Because there just seems to be a progression from there. So obviously the last 3 episodes dropped today. Are we doing spoilers, chat? Even though I don't think there's anything to spoil.
Yeah, nobody cared before.
Did anybody care, chat?
Only 2.5 things happened.
What?
I mean, it's like it was really starting to pick up with that with the 7, 8, 9, but 10, 11, and 12 downshifted into a gear. I just could not even an entire episode to get rid of one guy, and then an entire episode to rescue another person and to find out that the rebellion leadership are a bunch of dicks.
Not space lasers.
No. Like, I mean, really, I can't help but think there's this one angry contrarian woman on the rebel council. If she had been in charge, the Empire would still be with us for sure.
That's the stage I am now after this, is that I'd rather the Empire would have won.
Yeah.
It's like, you know how you have an election and you voted for the new guy and he's in for a month and you think, fuck, should have voted for the other guy.
True to form, in the intervening year, a bunch of cool stuff happened that I would have loved to see that we just get told about. And Luthen is the guy, his plant, his informant in ISB, finally discovers the Death Star and what all the hubbub is about. But we don't get to see any of that. We just see him tell Luthen he needs to get out of there. They're blown. And Luthen, who's been doing this for what, 10, 15 years, he apparently doesn't have any kind of exit plan and isn't prepared.
Oh, God.
So he goes back and he starts pouring actual gin over this communication mixing soundboard of his.
Yeah, I don't think that was gin because it was silver.
Yeah, it was fancy gin. And he didn't even finish. And look, somebody's ringing the bell. Does he finish? No, he stops and he goes out front instead of just acting like nobody's home. But the guy doesn't have a cyanide pill. He doesn't have like an explosion ready to rip out the place. No, he's just, so he basically pulls out this really old flint dagger kind of ritual knife thing. And when she's not looking, he stabs himself, but he doesn't die. So they take him to the hospital, and his little girl boss assistant has to go to the hospital and finish the job. And we have an hour and a half of just wrapping that up.
I think that the previous 3 episodes were much worse than this. I like the last 3 episodes.
Really?
There were certainly mistakes. Like, see the bit with when Deidre went in to kind of confront Luthen. It's like that was stupid. I never believed she could have been that stupid. The character, from what they've showed you so far, that she went in on her own.
No, that's the episodes I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about that though. And the final 3, that part there was the stupidest part.
Oh, okay,
But-
yeah.
There were other stupid parts, like using the Morse code machine.
Yeah,
So the idea
absolutely.
was that was part of her escape plan, right? So she
Uh-huh.
had that hidden. She had to break it out from a wall. Now, what she should have had was she should have had one that could have sent a message like a beacon that she didn't have to keep on repeating it. And
Yeah.
she should have left it someplace other than where she was, in case it got tracked, right?
Not
That's
to
what she should
mention,
have done.
Kayla kept her radio on even after Andor shows up at her apartment. That's how they're able to, you know what? You send the message, turn the thing off.
Yeah, but she shouldn't even have been there. She should have just had a beacon and then
Yeah,
went
yeah,
somewhere else to like a pre-decided location, or whatever.
I will just say, if I may, we're doing the proper roast tomorrow.
But I did like it. I did like the final 3 episodes, and I really didn't like the previous ones. They were just better than the ones that were before. The riot was ridiculous. It was too stupid. And I haven't had an extra week to think about it. It's even worse than I thought.
Professor Atu wrenched will spot Luthen was interrupted. He only started cleaning the place.
Right. And what I'm saying is he would have had a one-touch solution rigged to take out the whole place. And he would have had a more concrete exit plan for himself. Either exit.
Well, I mean, there's another thing as well. She come to the door and he answered it. He didn't have to answer the door. The door was locked. They should have stayed where he was and finished what he was doing.
Yeah.
Rust in peace, wrenched. Is this whole show how the Death Star plans get stolen, like Rogue One?
No, this is before Rogue One. This leads into Rogue One.
Yeah, this is how they know the steal the Death Star plans, which is even less exciting.
Did Toothy Woman turn up?
No.
Oh no, but they did do an entire series of flashbacks with Kayla or Taylor. God, I can't even remember her name. Like something they should have done in the first season. as she's going to the hospital to kill them, they start doing flashback how he discovered her as a little kid hiding out in his ship when she was little. He takes her in. He teaches her about art and haggling, except she's actually teaching him about art and haggling. Even at 7 years old, she's like girl bossing the shit out of him. And then, raises her to be a nice little rebel. It was just
Good enough reason not to watch it.
yeah, but absolutely like she's on her way to, it's the second to last episode and we're just learning about her. It was like
Ian, what do you think spoiled Andor? What was the main reason why you wouldn't watch it?
First 3 episodes of season 1 was boring as shit. That's the reason why. It's disrespect to the actual fans, basically. That's what it is. I mean, if you're going to fuck around and make people bored and expect them to carry on watching it, then it's a no from me. Do you know what I mean? So, and everybody keeps saying to me, season 2 is better. And then I hear reports about, episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 were really boring. But the last episode was good, or number 8 was good, or whatever. And it's like, no, it should be good from the very beginning. I'm not going to invest time on that. Yeah.
2 or 3 episodes should be more than enough to tell you if something's worth watching or not. If you can't get into it in 2 or 3 episodes, they're wasting your time. They're shit at telling a story.
Yeah,
exactly.
I figured they realized that Luthen still came off as a good, competent character, so they had to show that she was really the brains behind him. So we'll do some flashbacks here.
Yeah,
it was just so offensive to the characters they established. Like Melvin said, the just all of a sudden, I think I tweeted this to you, Mr. Brown, that it's like in the last 3 episodes, everybody became idiots in order to wrap up everything they need to get done.
Yeah. Kind
Dinky McDinky Face. Hearing
Glad I
people
didn't watch
wax lyrical about how wonderful Andor is reminds me of Private Eye's Suits Corner.
Yep, no clue.
Is that a Brit thing?
Yes.
It's a magazine that Ian Hislop used to run.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
But I never read it. It was Ian Hislop, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, Ian Hislop. Yeah, Private Eye. Yeah.
And I'll note that all of the women survived, and somebody's little prediction about a baby Cassian Andor came true, of course. All the men die, of course, and the deaths were just, I don't know, I felt it was a bit anticlimactic. But yeah, no, all the women live to fight to girl boss another day.
What Georgius Rex there says.
Hold on. Chris or Frank?
Yeah.
Chris Gore said, they could edit it down and maybe a trilogy. Do you know what? Right, seriously,
Resetting mic.
I'm glad you guys liked the last few episodes, but seriously, I couldn't invest in this nonsense.
Yeah,
couldn't.
Now, when he said 3 episodes, he meant both seasons, and I think there's just about 6 hours of content.
Well,
in the 24 episodes we got.
I was talking to Robot Head earlier about this, and we both agreed that you could cut down both seasons pretty much to 5 or 6 episodes and have something better.
That's way too long.
But if you cutted all the shit out of season 2, there's literally nothing left. Just the final, little bit of action you got at the end, which was good, and I liked it. But there's no story if you cut out all the shit stuff.
The
story was pretty much non-existent for 12 episodes.
The underground resistance. Why did they sound like they were speaking French 80% of the time and then gibberish the other 20?
It's space French. No,
was that on Gorman or?
Yeah, I just thought, are they taking the piss?
No, they created an artificial language that
was French based.
That was based on the French syllabary, so it would sound French but have absolutely no meaning. Yes, it was.
And they were wearing berets as well. I was thinking, are they taking the piss?
I think they thought Also, basically, they acted like they had 1940s technology too. But I've already been there. I think they thought that's what the audience needed to understand what was going on.
Admittedly, I haven't read what's the book, Melvin?
What book?
Nietzsche.
Oh yeah, Friedrich Nietzsche.
And my knuckles are dragging on the floor, but
Man and Superman.
Even I thought that was a bit taking the piss.
You know, educated, Brown. It's the best thing ever
Well,
made.
no.
This is what they're going to be telling you in the coming week or two.
Am I wrenched? Echo Chamberlain video addressed that, yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah, I mean the interviews that I've seen with Gilroy make me think that he's aware of like historical rebellions, revolutions, things like that. But he wants to make everything kind of based on that. And it's almost like historical reference. I was like, that's not what Star Wars is. It's not what it's about. And to go back and just I wanted to do a movie about French resistance during World War II. We'll go do that. Let's not do that here, shall we?
Go do Allo the movie.
Yeah.
I watched an interview with him, and he was basically about as boring as the show was. He seemed he seemed very slow and low energy, and he didn't seem like the guy he didn't seem like he was taking the piss. He just seemed like he thought these were great ideas, and no one around was there to tell him they weren't.
Knock it off, son. It's a bit shit, is that?
Yeah.
Gavin Blackburn Wrench, knuckle dragging is normal for Yorkshire. It is. Especially uneducated ones.
Yeah, I mean, just like I mock the prequels for being George Lucas's 10-year-old understanding of Rome. That this was like a middle school or high schooler's understanding of resistance movements throughout history, at least the little bit of history that he's read, and he's just going to reference it.
Nice.
Mr. Brown, you brought up Nietzsche.
Allegedly, yes.
Yeah, he wrote a book called The Gay Science, and I think maybe he should have wrote a book called The Gay Series, and it would have referenced this show. All right, I went out on a limb for that. Didn't work, but hey, thanks. Tough crowd. I'll be here next week.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
You know the argument saying this isn't Star Wars, but bigger YouTube is saying, well, it is Star Wars. You just haven't got the intellectual capacity. Blah 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 blah. Star Wars for me was a 2-hour movie. Yeah. So it follows what a movie should be. This is
and it's also
this is a different beast.
No, it's I've seen a few people say like, well, the Star Wars universe, it can have all kinds of genre or whatever. It's like, no, it can't, because actually, if you poke hard on the Star Wars world building, it all falls apart. There's a reason that they don't get overly involved in the world building, because it's not the point. The point is about character arcs and classical ideas of the boy who becomes man and becomes hero, the redemption of those who have fallen, but you still have hope in them, and those kinds of things, right? These are big stories that are based in classical works, and the reason that they're there is because they appeal to all humans, no matter what era you're in, right? It's why people go, it's sci-fi. No, it's not. It's a fantasy, and it's a big morality tale. And so going into, here's the autistic reason, here's how the food service works in the Empire. I don't care, and it's going to fall apart if you decide to describe it anyway. Right? That's the weakness of it, but it's also the strength. Again, nobody talks about where Odysseus got the wood to build a ship. Why? Because it's not relevant.
Yeah, and that's really the difference between space fantasy and science fiction. he said it perfectly. The world is very flimsy. You don't really talk about the engines or fuel or the distances or the time it takes to get anywhere, because it's not the right kind of universe to expand and build a world in. But people were so besotted with the Force and the idea of Jedi, they were going to make stuff anyway. But I think Star Wars not only is a 2-hour movie, it's 62-minute scenes, like bam, 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 cutaway, cutaway, cut. Very, very well paced.
Well,
And
I think it's
Come on.
I think it's fair to say we'll never get an actual Star Wars back again. It's gone. We're not going to get anything like it again. We're going to
Not
get
while KK's around.
what they call Star Wars. We could have got something good that wasn't the same as the original. I don't need anything that's exactly the same as the original. I just want something good. And the story of Andor was actually just pointless, and they told it in a bad way, and they dragged it out too long, and they didn't give enough action, and they didn't make any of the characters likable. And that's a serious problem if you want people to watch it. If the characters are not likable and the story's not giving them any action, and keep in mind that Star Wars is very action oriented. All the films, all the shows, it's all about action, right? And then they took all the action away, so they're basically isolating the audience that already exists.
There is no sense of adventure in the show and no sense of fun, which to me, that's what Star Wars is. It's fun.
Season 1 Mandalorian probably the closest we'll
But
get.
the story here, like Rogue One, was as much backstory as we needed for the Death Star thing. I don't even think we needed Rogue One. We didn't need a backstory. The Death Star was there. That was it. We didn't need to see how it was made and who made it and blah, blah, blah. And Andor just went and gave us even more of something we never needed.
Yeah, well, I mean, and of all the characters to choose to do a prequel study on, Andor is the last one that I would choose.
Yeah.
Right, I would actually choose the blind believer in the Force, even though he's never experienced it or seen it, and his followers. That's more because that's, again, you're talking about a big picture kind of discussion about humanity, which is belief in things and faith, and how they go through, and get to where they are, even though they've never seen a Jedi in real life do anything. The vast majority of people haven't, right? They're aware of their existence from a time ago, but the number of people who've actually seen a lightsaber should be vanishingly small in this universe. But the idea of believing in it is a different thing, and it's why people will make great leaps of faith to do things, even if it means their inevitable demise, but they believe in something greater than themselves. That's something you can write a story about that would fit the kind of tonal requirements of a Star Wars movie. But kid who grows up and, again, the Empire has prisons. No shit. I just, that was inferred. They're an empire. They're evil. They twirl their mustaches. I don't need to go visit it.
Here you go, folks. Bob Smith, 9866. Broom me. Unless there is a 3-hour stream, you need to move on from Andor. How many ways can the panel say it sucks?
Oh, lots.
Yeah, there's a near infinite way that I could describe.
Yeah.
I will finish with this. If they were going to make anything, a prequel especially, because prequels are hard because they always tend to kind of ruin what came after them.
Yep.
But I would have given us a character who we didn't already know was dead, so you at least had some stakes.
Well, we had Bix, and we had Kayla. We had all the wonderful women of the rebellion. We didn't know what was going to happen to them.
Bix turned out to be such a shit character as well.
Yeah. I mean, he has a point. This wasn't going to go anywhere.
I think they should have just made a Han Solo and Lando Calrissian TV show. At least that would have been still in the vein of Star Wars.
They would have ruined it.
I know they would have ruined it, but if this is in an ideal world, you know what I mean? If KK wasn't involved, I think that would have brought the fans back. But
who was that guy?
That's if you didn't make Solo a Star Wars movie.
Exactly.
Yeah. Who was that guy who played Lando in Solo?
No, he was terrible. I wouldn't hire him.
What's his name? The little rodent's face.
Oh yeah. The Donald Glover.
That was Lando. Yeah.
He
yeah.
shouldn't be in it. He shouldn't be in it. And Donald Glover.
No,
is,
he
yeah.
shouldn't. You're supposed to get someone manly, like the original guy, and the same thing with Han Solo as well. Not these stupid people because they're in favor with the woke. That's why they're there. Do you know what
He's
I
got
mean?
a
It's all
Well,
both.
face for comedy, not for anything else. That guy.
If
and
I'm,
he's a mediocre rapper too. But the guy who played Han Solo is going to be in the F1 movie.
if I may, there's a little bit of confusion in the chat. This is just a normal little get together, folks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're doing the Andor scheduling conflicts, you see, which is why we had to move it to tomorrow. So we're back tomorrow. Sorry, I killed it, everybody.
No, you didn't.
Okay, so
Andor killed it.
have we finished with Andor? Well, we haven't, but have we finished with Andor?
I finished with it.
I'm certainly finished with it.
I just want to. So RNTZ made a comment about.
Shall we do the super pooper?
Yeah, we got a couple.
Romeo Tango November Zulu Ranch World Sport, 10 New Zealand dollars. Melvin to read.
Okay, Melvin, RRTNZ, World of Sports, no, Wrenched World of Sports for 10 New Zealand dollars. There we go. Melvin to read. No, wait. Open bracket. Melvin to read. Close bracket.
We'll get there eventually. Go on.
Just finished chatting to Drinker about Andor. I agree it is incredibly well made, well written, and well performed. But as an audience, I still don't feel the need to see it. Well,
Yeah.
that's a fair comment. I was
Mhm.
typing my reply to you, but I can say it. I think the Critical Drinker has been bought off with Lego. I think they gave him some more Lego than he could turn down. I think Crisco has put him in touch with his Lego guy. That's what I think.
Yeah,
No, not
he's
only-
fallen the victim
I'll,
of big Lego. That's always a problem.
Listen,
think-
I see plenty of stuff I don't need to see because I want to, and that's the problem with this show is I don't want to see it either.
Yeah.
I don't think he's been
I'll
bought
give
off with
you
Lego.
something.
I don't think he has. Sorry.
Well, maybe it was
Go on,
money.
mate, Melvin. Yeah.
But back to RRTNZ, I'll give you an example of something that just doesn't work for this show, something that just doesn't add up for the standards that we've been given so far for like Critical Drinker reviews. The scene with a space lesbian giving the man a telling off for crying, and that whole scene just so cringe. The Critical Drinker made a career ridiculing stuff like that. Now, some of the writing at Andor
Bam.
is good, but you can't call it great writing because most of it is shit, like the lesbian scene. Most of it is crap. Now, I think Drinker has got his rose-tinted glasses on for Andor. I think he just likes it, and he's ignoring stuff because he doesn't want to be seen in public to be changing his mind. And some of I mean, it's got clear production value. It's well made, definitely. There's nothing wrong with the acting. A lot of people have a problem with Andor himself, the actor, but I've no problem with him. I thought it was all right. But there's so much shit in season 2, so much ridiculous, stupid shit, particularly, notably, the space lesbian scene. I don't see how you can defend it. I don't think it can be defended reasonably. Now, you can't say Captain Marvel and Riri Williams is shit and then defend something with that scene in it. I don't think it's reasonable. So I think it's definitely he's got the rose-tinted glasses or beer goggles, one or the other.
Yeah, I think there's maybe two things at work. One is that if you've been watching the abominations that were Disney stuff, right, then this suddenly looks genius by comparison. But that's a lowering of standards, and/or you've just been worn down to accept something that's adequate at times and think that that's genius. The other thing that I've noticed with critics, kind of across the board is they've kind of fallen into two camps. Those that are still not shills or trying to genuinely be critics. One is that you maintain the standard, and boy, is it getting hard to find something that matches the standard, and so you get cast as negative about everything, and I'm fine with that. The other is that people have thought, well, we can't just leap back to good stuff all at once for a lot of these big studios. So you have to reward incremental improvements. That's a conversation we can have about whether you need to be absolute or reward incrementalism, but you might want to be aware of it yourself, and also say it out loud which side you land on. I am not of the incrementalist variety, right? You managed to be good. You fired a lot of people who were actually competent and available to make things good, and you put clowns in charge instead. Okay, well then fire your clowns and bring back competent people. Get good again.
I
And
think
the clowns are the people on top.
I love
Right.
what Price said. It's like, yeah, there are a few good episodes, but you don't get to make me sit through 7 hours of absolute nonsense and then feed me a couple of decent episodes and have me call it good. It's a mixed bag, and in the
My
end, the
point
mix
exactly.
is a failure.
Here you go,
My
folks.
point exactly.
A Romeo Tango November Zulu Ranch Wall Sport. Thanks at Melvin Deeply. That's you. Nice to have a super chat read well.
Why?
I disagree.
Ian not
with
read
you.
it well? Yeah.
I disagree with you on the writing. Space lesbians didn't bug me. My main problem is how bland Andor himself is. And I liked Andor season 1.
The only reason why Andor and the actor is there is because he's not American. It's all to do with this DEI shit, and that's why they made the show.
Listen,
End of.
I knew we were in
season 1
trouble
as well.
when episode 10 started off, and he's just staring into space for 5 minutes, and she's just on the side. She's just staring into space, and that's the thing. The pacing comes through with the writing, and so the writing isn't that good if it's writing out such slow moving tedium like this. You just can't. There's so much of unless we're expected to read minds here, there is literally nothing going on for 40 minutes of that episode.
Here you go, folks. Atom Grey Wrench. Oh, Atom. Is this the right room for an argument?
No, we're not arguing. We're discussing. I know it's from Monty Python. I know, but we just to answer. No, it isn't. Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
But listen, you know what? If they cast an American as Andor, which they probably would never have done because KK was in charge, this show would never have got made. End of.
Professor R2 Wrench will spot the prof. Criticism does not have to be binary, though. It does not have to be only perfect or awful. It can be in between.
Well, didn't I just say it was a mixed bag, but the overall contents of the bag is not impressive?
Well,
no, I think he's more responding to mine, where again the standard is the standard. A 7 is a 7 is a 7 is a 7. I don't give you a 7 because you've normally been putting out 3s and you managed to put out a 4. Right, but
5
if there are a lot of people who say, well, I mean, you've only given out like 2 7s all year, and I was like, yes, because there've only been 2 things that earned a 7 all year. I don't, you don't drop the standard just to match whatever they're shoveling out. But the flip side is how do studios know that they are on the right track to getting back to good things if they've been making crap and then they make something that's less crap and ejects some of the more egregious stuff. Well, a lot of people will be like, well, you give them like a 6 or 7, you give them an IGN 7, right? It existed and it didn't actively urinate in my eyes. That's a 7. No, it's not. But if you're a studio, how do you pick up the signal that you're doing better? Please stay on that path, right? But that's not my problem. I don't run the studio. I'm not the one that made the studio suddenly make crap.
And another argument I don't accept is it's great, but nobody watched it. Fuck off. If it was any good, people would have watched it.
Yeah,
that's objectively not true, because the thing failed because it got nobody to watch it in theaters. However, it got a second life because of videotape.
Well, nobody is watching this, so I mean, it is sort of picking up.
The thing got a series of unfair bad reviews, though, didn't it?
We just came out at the wrong time and happened to run into that. But again, I don't care if it got you said if a thing is good, people watch it. They did not.
These
here you go,
days,
folks.
people are screaming for good things, but we're not getting them.
The internet help desk wrenched will spot limit. So what you're saying is, if you're covered in a pile of shit, you start to appreciate the warmth.
If you're an optimist.
Or from
If you're an
Germany.
optometrist.
If you're from Germany, you'll like that.
Yeah, at least I went nose blind, so I don't smell it as much now.
The whole
Okay.
of LA is wokeified. So you're never going to get anything from LA or
The
Hollywood.
woke.
You're never going to get anything
The
unwoke.
woke.
Everything that's going to come from there is going to be woke.
Well,
there you go.
You also, your biggest problem is that you have shareholders who don't seem to be especially interested in making money, right? And
Which they need to be.
Yes, well, that's kind of the point. Make money, right?
Yeah.
So, as long as the shareholders are the ones that own these companies, if they want to take their money and put it in a big pile and light it on fire, okay, you do you, right? The problem is that what we had is so much consolidation in the industry that the money that they light on fire will be burning down all the studio systems.
The other thing is that most shareholders don't even realize they're shareholders because they're all institutional fund holders.
Right. But again,
And
those people aren't interested in making money. So, all right.
Right. Well, the caretakers, the people that are supposed to be watching their money are not doing their due diligence.
Yeah.
Here you go, folks. Wrenched. Andor is for posh intellectuals, not a strength for this channel.
Well, I was listening to Gary and Frank talk today, and they were talking about.
Was it Chris or Frank?
I think it was Chris.
Oh, okay.
But they were talking about the tariff and all that, and they read through this list, and it seems that even LA is still like that. If they make a film, there's all these things they have to comply to. That's connected to the woke and the DEI, whatever it is. So they're really steeped in this. So whatever they make in Hollywood, yeah, it's going to be woke, no matter what. So there you go.
It's going to be woke. Our entertainment is going to be woke.
Well, they own the biggest IPs, don't they? So
for a long time. Assuming it may not. The woke may continue forever.
They definitely want to keep this thing going, and it's been branded the DEI thing.
Well, you've seen Bob Iger giving press releases saying that they're going to stop doing the woke and things like that, and they don't. They just double down on it. They said he's going to stop, but he's not going to stop.
Yeah, he's not,
because he doesn't think he's wrong.
He
doesn't think he made a mistake. He thinks he got it right. He thinks we got it wrong. And if he just keeps on saying that he's going to stop doing it, but then keep on doing it, then maybe we don't notice. And he's trying to kind of like do it in different ways, but it still looks the exact same to me.
You go.
No, go ahead.
No, but I mentioned Andor isn't intellectual. You just need a good memory and high tolerance for tedium.
Again, right? Yes. They don't care. They just they say that they're getting rid of DEI, but they're rebranding it into something else, and they're still going to carry on. This is the proof. Andor and anything else that comes out that's linked with LA and Hollywood is still going to be woke.
The woke. Romeo Tango November Zulu Wrench Will Spot $5 New Zealand dollars. Have any of you discussed the Dave Cullen reject group think video? ? He's calling out Drinker and Co in the nicest possible way. Worth a look.
Which one was that then? Which one was that?
It was he was discussing Thunderbolts and that.
Oh, of course, when he went backwards on his review. Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, so I mean, I appreciate Dave. I also disagree with Dave on a lot of things because he has a tendency to say I like a thing, and then that's how I'm going to review it. Not that here are kind of my objective standards, and that's what I apply. And you can like plenty of things, but just saying I like a thing is meaningless to me. Right?
Romeo,
you certainly can't have an argument over it.
Romeo, could you post the link, por favor, please?
I haven't seen the Thunderbolts, so I can't really comment on it. But he basically liked it. He said he went to see it again, and he liked it even more.
Who
So
went to see it again?
Dave Cullen.
Dave Cullen
Saw it twice. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. So he didn't think much of it the first time around. Second time around, he thought it was a lot better. So do you know what I mean? So I mean, people are entitled to their opinions, right? You know, I like Dave Cullen, but
Yeah.
I disagree with him, but I can't
Well,
disagree with him because I haven't seen it. So there you go.
Again, it'd be boring if we liked and disliked all the same stuff. It shouldn't be an issue if you like something, but it just is for some reason. Drew Gordon, Dave Cullen should be ashamed for liking Thunderbolts. Asterisk.
Well, again, I mean,
Quite a
I
lot of
like
people
plenty
like
of bad movies. It doesn't mean that they're good movies. I know
Yeah.
that they're bad. I still like them.
Yeah, Bad
Yeah.
Day. I liked that.
Yeah, but that's the problem with oh, I'm a reviewer and I just talk about what I
Yeah.
like. It was like you're a narcissist if all you do is talk about what you like. Because who the hell? Why would anybody care what you like? Right?
Yeah,
If Melvin
you
and I
name-
have a disagreement about our favorite color, that's not going to be much of an argument. Oh, we can make it last a good long time.
Name me a bad film that you really like then.
My
Bad Day.
avatar is one of them. Flash Gordon.
Oh,
Flash
it's a
Gordon's
great
not
film.
bad.
Isn't it? It's
Great
not
film.
a bad film.
No,
Yeah.
again, you like it. That's fine. It is a bad movie.
It's,
Right. The acting
you
is
hate Joy.
pretty
You
shit.
hate Joy Goodwin.
right. I like
You're gonna get-
Commando, Arnold
gonna get-
Schwarzenegger. It
I
is
don't like-
ludicrous.
I don't like Commando, never did.
Right. See, but I do. It's ludicrous. It's
I
a
just-
cartoon at best.
I agree that Commando was a terrible film, but I do
Okay,
like it.
chat.
like it.
Shit films that you like. Brian starting The Saint, 1977.
Yeah.
Internet, Batman Forever.
Do not let Adam Gray answer because he will mention like
Chuck Norris.
bamboo saucer.
I would have picked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I don't like it.
Oh, you'll
It's
be
just a bad
enjoying
film.
this sequel
It's
that's
just a bad
coming up.
film.
Moloch,
TV
Flash
show,
Gordon
isn't
is.
Yeah, it's a TV
I-
show. Isn't it?
I do think at some point after just getting wave upon wave of
I like
garbage,
Shield Hills.
it's hard for your standards not to take a beating at least a little bit. And when you see something even halfway decent, man, it's just going to seem much more refreshing and better than it really is.
Carry on. I'm just going to flash these up. Talking those.
Yeah. I mean, these are yeah, Pat Lobber, The Color of Money. Yes, it's a poop movie.
Thing is, though, all those movies that have been mentioned at the World's End and stuff like that,
I like this one.
I'm talking about rock bottom films where it's rubbish right across the board and you still like it. But the movies that have been mentioned, especially Flash Gordon, I wouldn't say they were absolute shit because they're not. You know, Flash Gordon has its charm.
It
I'm
does,
talking
but it's a
about
bad movie.
I
but-
also like the
the way
18 as well.
the way I judge a bad movie is that it's completely shit right across the board from the start to the finish.
And you'd
There's
know.
there's nothing redeeming about it. Do you know what I mean? But
Sucker
you like
Punch.
it. Do you know what I mean?
No, but I mean that's if I
Moonraker's
can find
great.
anybody that likes it, somehow it stops being a bad movie. That's not true. I mean
For
the
you, it's a bad movie, though. That's what you're saying, isn't
There
it?
you go.
yeah,
Dave
and by
Cullen,
objective standards, it's a bad movie. I mean the effects are shot for shit. The compositing is terrible, right?
The reason the effects in
acting
that
is
film
bad. The
was
story
because-
itself has some real questions about what the hell is going on and how this world doesn't make any real sense, right? Now, again,
Queen,
yes.
amazing.
that the soundtrack is magnificent.
You're
The,
arguing too
the-
hard. Good one. You're arguing too hard. It's a
The-
good
No, I know the weaknesses of one of my favorite movies. Yes, Smilex with Velocipaster. I love that movie. It is utter shit, and it is magnificent in its shitness.
Zombievers.
I would watch Zombievers.
It's good fun.
Moonraker.
I mean, it's
Ian.
terrible though.
I
Yeah.
love Moonraker.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, I love Moonraker, but it's not complete shit, though. Do you know what I mean? There's
No,
some
it's
really
mostly
great
shit.
moments.
It's
No, well, it's not, I
Judge
wouldn't say
Dredd, the
that.
shit one.
The Mummy was
her
good.
Arnie one. Sorry, the Sylvester Stallone one. Just Dredd. Yeah, you know what? Even that wasn't shit. It was like rubbish,
Andor.
but it wasn't shit. Do you know what I mean? It had its moments.
right. It's a bad movie. It's not an abomination in the eyes of man and God. It's a bad movie. but there's still a lot of things that you can enjoy with it and say, yeah, I'd sit and watch that.
Roadhouse, utter shit, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Lake Placid.
I love Lake Placid. And it is a
Con Air.
bad
Con Air
movie.
is- Con Air's a good
Yes.
movie.
But
First one, not the sequels.
listen, so there's this rickety old roller coaster down in Mexico where you take your life into your own hands. It probably costs a couple $100 to make, and I'm pretty sure you have a good chance of dying every time you ride it. But it's really fun, so people ride it. And it may not be this eloquently engineered thing that you would find at Disney, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And dangerous.
Taskmaster 7 is a good movie, to be fair.
So
Yeah,
The
I mean,
danger-
that's just
How do you-
objectively
how do
good.
you-
That's not a bad movie.
The danger is part of the appeal.
Go on, Melvin.
but look at it like this, right? If they make a film and it's entertaining and you like it
It does its
and
job.
you enjoyed it and you'd watch it again and it made money, is that not a good movie?
No,
And I
it's a
will
good it's a
say-
good business decision. It made
But if
them
you-
money.
But if you liked it and you watched it and you'd watch it again for the entertainment value, its job is to entertain, right?
Right. That's the point. It's entertaining. That doesn't mean it's a good movie. I mean,
I think-
B-sides exist because bad movies are hilarious.
I
And
think there's different
entertaining.
ways of looking at it. Like, what did it deliver what it was supposed to deliver? You know, it's like, is it good for what it was? Like, I mean, you could say Flash Gordon is good for
Oh.
what it was, but it was never meant to be Citizen Kane, right?
I used to love all these in the early 80s, like Revenge of the Ninja.
Oh, yeah,
American
yeah,
Ninja.
Shokasugi.
So fucking
Oh,
good.
If we're
Oh,
honest-
Revenge of the Ninja.
Yeah,
If we're
canon is
honest
the
with
mark
each
of
other-
quality.
Do you know
Here's the
what?
thing.
If we're
Amazing.
honest with each
Amazing.
other, then every film has faults. You can go
Yeah.
through
Oh, yeah.
every film, and so I guess it's down to the person, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, but we're not talking about, yes, it's a supermodel, but she has this one odd mole that's on her face that's somewhat problematic. We're talking about she has one leg and has a hair lip and slurs. It's like, I don't care. I find her charming. There we go.
And
But she's
plenty
not
of,
it's
beautiful.
down to the person's opinion, isn't it? At the end of the
and
day,
plenty of
Just
carry
like-
out
That's
illnesses.
that's
Jaws
true
3.
for the audience. This is the artist's subjective argument. Art is subjective in its impact on the audience. The execution of the art itself, the technique, is not subjective.
Again, that's a matter of opinion.
Well,
you're
I
wrong.
think
Well,
I think
I mean, in that case, everything is subjective, and so you're
Absolutely.
okay. Well, then your
Absolutely.
comments about woke are irrelevant because they're purely subjective.
Oh,
They're yours
Absolutely.
alone.
Fighting
Absolutely,
talk.
I
Here we go.
totally
I-
agree
Here we
with you.
I
You're
do think-
absolutely right.
Everybody
think-
shout.
I do think the people that are making this stuff are kind of depending though on people's standards being lowered. Like they just want to give you something good enough where they can make money and still do whatever it is they're doing. Like
My opinion means shit. You know what I mean?
they know
It
it's
really
not the
does.
best they could do.
Not in my world, it doesn't, Ian. I respect your opinion.
No,
Actually, Colin
seriously.
Wrench, that
Absolutely.
Mr. Brown says me. I think the bottom line is that a movie does not have to be good to be entertaining.
That's absolutely
It's
true.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
If
absolutely.
a majority of people like a really bad movie, then
Yes.
it's enjoyed by a majority of people. But it is, I wouldn't say that I'm right in my opinions. It's as Ian says, everybody's isn't, it's just an opinion. It's just what I
Like
think. You know what I
arseholes,
mean?
mate.
Exactly. So it's just my opinion. And I
Galaxy of
agree with Emperor. I agree. It's
Yeah.
See,
Galaxy of Terror.
Galaxy of Terror. Oh my god! Like that movie got me through.
Robot, you're coming on.
I do
Mud
like
Crab.
Last Action Hero. I do
I
like.
do as well.
The Worm.
Really
I think
good
that was a
film.
good movie. Yeah. I don't think that
Right.
was a crap. That movie got killed by Jurassic Park and timing, and the fact that the critics didn't
Bad timing.
understand it was satire.
So good. Really
They-
good movie.
The movie was actually making fun of the absurdity of the action genre, and you could, when you read the reviews at the time it came out, that was going over most of the critics' heads. They did not understand that it was taking the piss out of other Arnold movies.
Mm.
So there you go. Rest in peace.
I
Wrenched.
remember distinctively because I was a big fan of the Jurassic Park book, and when the movie came out, they really dumbed that book down, and I wasn't really thrilled.
They had
First
to.
Transformers movie like most of Bay movies are bad but entertaining. First Transformers movie is really good.
Agree that, man, that when that it really was.
You
And
couldn't see what was happening there when they had a fight.
didn't need
just
to.
couldn't see what was
and
going
is it
on.
13? Is it 13 hours from? What's the movie? 13 hours from.
What are you talking about?
13 hours to midnight.
13 hours from Benghazi. Is it
What are you talking
proper
about?
This is
war?
13 hours. And
Is
yeah,
it 13 hours?
yeah.
That's a great Bay movie.
Yeah, the Secret Soldiers of Benghazi.
Fantastic movie that is.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, it's fantastic.
But
Can't
listen,
comment.
we've been talking about movies, and a worst case scenario, you ruin 3 hours of your life. This show required 24, 54-minute blocks of your existence. Like,
Yeah.
if it doesn't work, you're way worse off than if you
I
went
think
to
we've
see
moved
a
on
shit
from
movie.
Andor.
Oh, okay.
Although I will say,
Well,
I've
I just see the slide.
I've been watching episode 4, 5. I'm going to watch number 6 tomorrow. Yes, 50 minutes, 55 minutes. Very
Yeah.
boring. But as I've said, I'm kind of enjoying it. But it's very boring. You can tell it's well made, but
Yeah. But look at Mobland. I'm watching each episode
Oh,
4 times
yeah.
until the next one
What?
comes out. Like, I just,
Wow.
oh,
okay.
now that's entertainment.
Shall we move on then? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this was the biggie today then, wasn't it?
Yep.
Superman.
Du-du-du-du. Du-du-du.
Okay, I do have a question just for this poster. Has anybody else seen Kevin from Sin City in that face?
Does a bit.
No.
Don't like his ears.
Yeah, if you just look like at the face and the that smile that he has and everything, I just immediately was like, isn't that Kevin from Sin City?
Okay, we'll
I
believe you
don't
on that.
Now, it doesn't look like Superman to me, though. There's something weird about the face.
Did everybody watch the trailer then? Yes.
I did.
Melvin's going to back in a minute, folks.
That face is a guy in a 1940s duck and cover poster telling
Duck
me,
and cover.
yeah, or a 1950s talking about the new Chevrolet Bel Air.
Here you go. PJ, maybe. Hello, PJ. Good to see you, mate. Not looking forward to Superman.
Oh dear.
We've all watched the trailer today, yeah?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
The first trailer.
Yeah, the actual trailer.
yeah. I think I must have missed something because I saw like a season recap of a CW show where most people thought it made them interested in the movie. I saw the trailer and I was not excited.
Prof. Wrench will spot. This
Oh, okay.
trailer left me cold. Damn.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of it's been a bit of a 50-50 proposition. I think so the what I kept looking at from like all of the release, the mentions that Gunn, because he can't stay the hell off Twitter, would make about the story, or the little snippets that they would do, and I was like, why do I constantly see something else and it's a new villain or somebody else here? And it was like, this is going to be an incoherent mess. I think it still very much has the potential to be an incoherent mess, and I think that my read of what the potential story could be, I have little faith in Gunn pulling it off. But what certainly seems to be demonstrated, at least within the Lois Lane and Clark Kent fake interview of Superman, how that goes, is that you're dealing with a world that is very much like now, where everything is oh, it's complex, it's shades of gray, it's all of this, and what about that, right? And Superman shows up being the aspirational moral figure who just understands what good is and does it. And you have people going, what are you doing? What's going on, right? It's the contrast between his ability to actually do good and to skip over all of the modernity and bureaucracy and moral relativism that we have now and just do it. And there's a world that's going to be a bit, what the hell is going on with that? and hopefully towards the end he starts to win them over. At least proves an aspirational object, that everybody tries to, they see it and go, actually we could do better. Now, can Gunn deliver on that? I don't think so, because he's the embodiment of cynicism and irony and in everything he's done. And so pulling off a Superman that is earnest and sincere and has moral clarity is going to be difficult.
Gary Nerdrotic gave it a mixed review. Drew Gordon wrenched.
I just saw a woman nagging a guy for 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, then listen to what he's actually responding to. Because he's playing, she's like, okay, well, let's do essentially oh, you're going to interview Superman. All right, I'll be Superman. You interview me. And she immediately starts doing and a lot of, this caught a lot of fire when he's like, I don't know about a lot of fire. And then she, again, is the journalistic, if I saved all of the babies and the puppies, somehow somebody would complain about, how I did it or what I did it now, because they just can't accept that somebody is just doing good. And she's kind of that embodiment, and he is arguing against her the whole time. Right. That's what's going on in that conversation.
Yeah, I get that, but it wasn't really a fun thing to see.
No, she should be insufferable. That's what she is. That's this world. That's why he isn't that, and why the world will struggle to accept him at first. Yeah, she should be.
Silence. Ian, did you watch
that's a fair point.
Did you watch it? The trailer?
Yeah, I did watch it, and I enjoyed the trailer, but I think
I did a little while.
I think you guys have got a point. The thing that really pissed me off is, compared to the interview that Lois Lane had with the Chris Reeve Superman, where he was totally in control, where he was calm and collective and spoke with a clarity and told him how he stands as a person on Earth. This guy got angry. This Superman got angry with her, saying that I saved loads of people, and his composure is completely the opposite that Superman should be. And again, the woke is creeping into this. Lois Lane is the person that's in charge.
The person that's
growing. So look, we're gonna get we're gonna get a mixed bag from this film. This is what I feel, right? We're gonna get a mixed bag from this film. It's not going to be perfect, because no film is, but it's not going to be great. I find it's easy to do Superman flying and beating up a monster and fighting with a robot and all that nonsense, but it's hard to actually get his character right, and I don't think they have, and I don't think they will, because again, anything that comes out of LA, anything that comes out of Hollywood will be wokeified. So that's my stance on it.
I want to ask about Green Lantern's beer belly and cheap motorcycle leathers. I never thought I would be in better shape than Nathan Fillion. What is going on there?
I don't care about those characters. All I cared about was Superman, and what I got, I didn't really like.
Yeah, but it's also really busy. The trailer, which doesn't really. That's just how it's cut. But I just felt like Superman was not the star of his own trailer.
Well, that's a movie. What are you about? Sword and Storm, Red Shadow Sword. Green Lantern looks fucking terrible.
Oh, not a fan of the music either.
No, but that was from the first preview thing where it was we're going to do John Williams, but with electric guitar. And I was like, all right, slow your roll. I think John did a pretty good job on his own.
I must admit, the Superman cues, the music in the trailer did get me a little, because it's just so good, isn't it?
But you know what?
Yeah,
right?
but slowing it down, I don't
know.
Again, right, there's nothing epic about anything I've seen in this, right? Because CGI spoilt it for us now when it comes to epic stuff. I mean, seeing him fight the monster, how many times have you seen King Kong versus Godzilla, stuff like that? Do you know what I mean?
Kaiju, whatever. Where's that come from?
I don't know, and I don't care.
What is
I'm
this?
going to go and see this film, but I got a feeling that I'm just going to come out going meh.
Come out.
Are you asking where kaiju come from?
Why is it in a Superman movie? Educate me.
I say when a mother kaiju loves a father kaiju very much.
Okay, right.
Oh man, yes.
Did they have them in
Yes,
Superman's?
They had them in the comics occasionally. Yes, there were just big mindless monsters, like in the 60s.
Who's that girl with the that was cutting through the robots and stuff like that?
Oh,
She's
the
gonna-
engineer.
She's gonna kick Superman's ass, right? We're gonna have 15 minutes of her kicking Superman's ass, which is again the playbook that the workified people are doing. Instead of fighting someone like Zod or whatever,
Asian
do you know what I
Marco.
mean? It's just that's what's going to happen. Maybe he's going to fire at the ending. Maybe that's going to be the comics. I don't know. But to me, there's red flags again with this trailer. What can I say? I'll wait.
Well,
Another-
See it.
I saw the Peacemaker season 2 trailer, and I didn't see a lot of difference.
Frank Grillo's must be in the same universe then.
Yeah, he's going to be in both of those things.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the trailers kind of melded together for me. I didn't feel
Okay,
a lot
I'll
of
tell you what
difference.
else I had a problem with.
Mm.
If I see one more skyscraper being
Falling.
demolished, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna lose my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it-
that was the main thing that spoiled.
Again, it's
the
all to
Man
do
of
with
Steel.
It's all to do with this nonsense. It's all to do with the DEI rubbish, right? Again, right? Why is Lois Lane? Lois Lane is a mere mortal compared to Superman. Superman would have her eaten out of his hands if it was done right, because that's who Superman is. But no, he's going, "Well, I saved a lot of people." Do you know what I mean? And all that rubbish. I'm like sitting there going, "This is not Superman." Yeah.
Melvin, did you watch the trailer?
I didn't. I've lost interest in this. The dog with the cape on it is just too silly for me.
Oh yeah,
I agree. Totally agree with you.
they're really pushing that dog as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
And this is why I'm not a fan of having comic book fans in charge of comic book movies. Because it was in the comics. I don't care. It was stupid in the comics too.
No. You misread this, right? Yes, you should have people that's into comic books in charge of comic book movies, but you have to get the right ones.
Define the right
obvious.
ones. Oh no, it's all subjective. Well, they
hold
liked
on.
crypto, so
Hold
crypto
on.
should definitely be in it.
But hold on, right? So James Gunn is definitely under the gun
Mhm.
of Warner Brothers' DEI. It's obvious when you look at this film. Otherwise, if he wasn't, Superman would not be like this.
I'm sorry, that's wrong, because James Gunn has time and time again demonstrated I like all of the trivia of comic books, and I like to reference them, and that's what he does. Crypto is part of that reference, and he'll be like, "No, it's part of the Superman." Yeah, it is. Again, try to give me a coherent Batman that actually deals with the entirety of the lore. Do the same thing with Superman. You can't. Superman used to not be able to fly. He could leap over a tall building.
So what he's doing is he's picking up from the comics that people disliked.
No, he's
But
picking
the
up
ones he liked.
That's what he's doing.
He's picking up from his real life. If he had not gotten a rescue dog, Crypto would not be in this movie.
That too.
Does
So in other words, it's
Superman-
been tainted. This film's been tainted by stupidness instead of making a pure Superman movie.
Well, then
That's
we're
my
going to
point.
get no true Scotsman out of this.
Does Cornballs look smug on that poster?
No, he doesn't. He just looks dumb. He really does.
Yeah, he looks like he should be in a Soviet photo of like the proletariat working in the fields, and
Looking up
standing there.
to the left corner.
His jaw is really weak as well. It's not. It's just got a weak jaw.
He looks like he's telling me to drink
Black
tab.
jawed.
He's sorry, mate. He
looks like he's telling me to drink tab. It does. No, you nailed it. It's more colorful than those Soviet posters, but that's exactly right. Like, if you see your neighbor doing something weird, drink tab and give us
the
a
future
call.
with a great proletarian future.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've still got issues with the S symbol on that. It's just shouting that symbol.
It's I keep hearing it's a copyright thing. So
that's what I heard as well. Don't know if it's true though. Don't know if it's true.
Yeah, apparent or a trademark or whatever.
Can they just not pay it, for fuck's sake?
They decided not to though. So
All right. So RTNZ, I love you, but you're wrong. That's not Superman talking to her. That's Clark. He is playing because she's like, I would like to interview Superman. Really? How would you do that? Okay, I'll be Superman. And then she's asking. He is responding as Clark. And even into Christopher Reeve ones, Clark was, well, I don't know, Lois. Let me put that. Oh, that's not Superman. You're right. It's not. It's Clark Kent.
But I get the impression that she knows he's Superman in that.
No, I don't think she does.
I got the impression that she did.
Oh, I was completely under the impression that she already knew she was fucking Superman.
Yeah,
and then he was going to interview. So
this is not an origin movie, by the way. It's all.
Yeah.
I got a feeling she knows he's Superman. But anyway, I might be wrong. Who knows?
No, she's excited. She's like, "You'll let me interview Superman right now?"
No, that's not what she's doing. Watch it again.
Oh, okay, well,
I'll watch it again.
Do I have to?
Okay. Shall we?
I'd rather watch Mom again.
I'll rather watch Nobody 2 again.
Shall we do a super chat? A little bit late on this. Megadeth Barryman wrenched €2 to all. Fave Keanu Reeves film. And why that, lads?
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, I've got an easy one.
So many. One. Here you go, man.
Yeah, there's actually few Keanu Reeves movies that I like, but
I was teaching an English class in Japan, and I chose Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Wow.
For one of my lessons, and the entire class loved it. We studied that movie for 2 weeks. It was like one of the best times I've ever had.
Yeah. How many weeks did it take you to correct the pronunciation of Socrates after that?
Well, they can't really pronounce Socrates to begin with.
No, but Socrates is not it, which is what they call it because they don't know what the hell they're doing.
No, listen. I mean, their facility with English varied, but they all just loved the movie, and it was the greatest time. So
they're probably all better with English than either Bill or Ted.
Besides that, it would have to be the Matrix. I went into the Matrix not knowing a single thing about the movie, and I don't think I've been that blown away since.
I just come back from Glastonbury, so I was in the right condition to watch it.
I think, I mean, for the performance of Keanu, and as the Keanu movie that I liked, Constantine is probably number one, and then John Wick would be the second one.
Dude, The Devil's Advocate scared the crap out of me because it's like, oh my God, Keanu's acting. Ah!
Yeah,
it was terrifying.
I actually like John Wick over The Matrix, because when I saw The Matrix the first time I saw it, even the second time I saw it, I thought his acting was terrible. But when you saw John Wick, the first one, you knew he's terrible, but yet he carried it really well in John Wick. So yeah,
Melvin.
I would say, I don't know, because he's not made the most amazing films in the world, but he's made a lot of solid ones. Probably John Wick or Point Break, maybe.
I am an FBI agent, dude.
Enjoy. I mean, the guy's never going to win an Oscar, right? Although I did say that about Brad Pitt, and I think they've given him 2, haven't they?
Yeah.
But,
listen, he was a joke for so many years, and even on interviews, he's like, I don't think the audience understands how good I am, but he never gave up, and at some point, it kind of clicked. And they were matching his personalities to the roles. And I actually thought he knocked it out of the park in Devil's Advocate. And that was right before The Matrix. So,
I would agree. It did good in that film. With the southern accent, that lawyer, he fitted the part quite well, I thought.
Yeah, he finally got to the level that he always thought he was. And they started giving him movies quite suited for. And man, he's certainly up there. Like you said, he may not win an Oscar, but I'll go see a Keanu Reeves movie.
He's actually pretty good in My Own Private Idaho with River Phoenix.
He's good in Speed. Speed is good.
Saw The Matrix in New York City, same weekend as Phantom Menace. Good times.
Matrix wore off for me after about 10 watches. I don't know if I'll ever rewatch it. I just seen it too many times.
But the thing is, though, when it came to Speed and John Wick, we knew what we were getting from Keanu. The audience knew, and so therefore we brought him. Do you know what I mean? As those characters, because it didn't demand any great acting, those 2 films, and that's when I thought he came into his own, because it was obviously he's not Robert De Niro. Do you know what I mean? But he has a value. Yeah, and I think that's why I like.
It's one of those cases where you're watching a Keanu Reeves film rather than
Yes,
a
absolutely.
film with Keanu Reeves as this character.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're just watching Keanu Reeves. Same as like Jason Statham. You're watching a Jason Statham movie. He's never winning an Oscar.
I mean, just an example. I was watching a documentary on Roger Moore, and Roger Moore was saying that when he was playing Bond, the first two films, he didn't know where he was going. Then it suddenly clicked with him that he had to play Roger Moore to be Bond, and that's exactly what he did. So, and then we accepted him because he was just being Roger Moore as Bond. So he
That's
flipped
what
on its head.
what
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan did. He tried to play Roger Moore as Bond as well, and he was
No,
shit.
he tried to do both, didn't he? Sean Connery and Roger
Yeah,
Moore
yeah.
tried to mix them both. That's what he said. He tried to mix them. So
Didn't
Okay.
the Matrix, wasn't that the start of the internet essay? Because I just remember
mm.
reading just walls of text about Jesus and Christian symbolism, and you
Oh,
know, it was
Matrix.
early internet years when the
No,
Matrix.
it existed long before that. It was on Usenet in the very early 90s. And
Mm.
Oh, I use Usenet a lot, but not for that thing.
yeah, not just
Okay.
the pirate. That was after they stopped actually doing news and started just
Okay.
doing the pirate.
Let's some sidestepping. James Gunn. Your choices, your actions, that what makes you who you are. Hashtag Superman only in theaters and IMAX, July 11th. Watch the official trailer now and love this post and get the updates from Superman before it hits theaters. I did like this scene, you know, with the white shirts, very intentional, isn't it? That channeling, was it Reeves in the second one with the white shirt?
I don't
He
think
gets the
that
bloody
was.
Yeah.
nose.
I don't think that was.
Yeah, when he gets the
deliberate.
bloody nose, yeah.
I don't.
I'm
think
a
that was
little
deliberate.
more excited to see Nobody 2 in IMAX, though. I gotta say.
Same here.
Yeah, I mean this one is. I had totally written this off, and now it's like, okay, I can see a story that can work. I don't have a lot of faith in your ability to deliver it. It's kind of like Civil War, where I was like, Garland, I don't think you can write this.
The chat are liking it. James Gunn. James Gunn, your movies look absolute tripe.
He's doing his best, though. That's what I reckon. You know.
I like the
Oh.
Guardians of the Galaxy films.
I'm definitely gonna see F1 in IMAX. I will say.
Mm.
I did
I'm
like
never going to watch that film. A 60-year-old Formula One driver. No chance. Not going
Yeah.
to watch it. Too stupid.
Is he meant to be younger?
I'm quite interested
Neat.
in that purely because it'll be this way it's shot and everything. And I'm thinking about
Isn't he supposed to be like 40 in the movie?
something like that.
Yeah, he's meant to be younger, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know he's not.
I don't know. Yeah. It looks fun.
Obi Stonks Kenobi. Is this live or a replay? It's a replay, mate.
Yep.
It's Memorex.
Yeah, it's a replay. Okay. This is where he gets angry with Lois. And to be fair, she did look very, very nice, though. I'd have definitely won.
Yeah, she just gets insufferable. But yeah, she's essentially going.
They all do, mate. They all do.
Well, doubly so because she's a reporter. But it's the, well, by what authority? How and you allege, you're involved yourself in a war zone or whatever. He's like, I stopped a war from happening. What is this again? He's like flummoxed that people don't see basic morality, and they're too busy stuck in kind of their postmodernist. Everything's relative, and what about the bureaucracy kind of stuff?
Also, she's wearing like combat boots. She's not wearing nice shoes.
Shall I say it one more time? It's
Go
being wokeified. That's what it's been.
Just go the woke.
The woke. That's what it's been.
Woke.
Seriously.
She looks nice, but not as nice as she looks when she's doing the red carpet for this thing. And
Absolutely.
she could look. They've made her look not unpleasant, but they've stripped her of any kind of sex appeal.
Feminism. They've stripped her of that. So it's the way it goes, I guess.
I'm
That's
glad
the
I'm
time
old,
consumer.
man.
I'm not glad I'm old, but I can see all this stuff in these films now, and it just my heart sinks every time I see something in a movie that shouldn't be there. It's a shame, really, because they should be both balanced, both of them. you know, but he's white and he's
This
a
should
male.
be
So
the movie of the year.
yeah, it should be, right? But it's not going to be. I think if it's really bad, the first week will be up there, and then it'll go down in the second week, and even further in the third. If it's not good, you know.
It's like, come on, right? This is it. We're DC. We're starting off again. We're giving what you want. Superman.
Spider-Man's more popular.
And
than
it's like,
Superman, isn't it?
what?
Spider-Man, because every time they make a Spider-Man movie, it's always a hit. People rush to see Spider-Man. It's like dinosaurs. Kids will rush to see dinosaurs, you know.
I think it's
So-
going to come close to making maybe 350, 400 international the first weekend, and it's never going to make that again. So it'll end under 8.
Unless it's a good film.
Yeah.
And then we'll
Well-
all come back and say, it's amazing and we're wankers.
Well, yeah, but my prediction is based on how I think the movie's going to be, and I don't think it's going to be a good film.
If there was such a person as Superman in this world, and he did all those great things like save Lois from the helicopter and this, that, the other, do you reckon if people tweeted and said he was shit and all that stuff, do you reckon it would affect him? I don't think it would.
I think it would, mostly because if you understand what is, I mean, why are you constantly outraged at woke stuff, right? You know the what is right, and when you see people behaving in a wrong way, it's like, what is going on? Why don't you just pull your head out of your ass and do the right thing? He would be doing the same thing, right? He was like, why are there millions of people just shitting on me? Also, why am I being sued by everyone?
But they can't sue Superman because he's got secret identity. I have to find out who he is.
Well,
But too, right, if he's
Twitter
Superman,
account as well.
if he's Superman, right, why would he care? He's like a god. Do you know what I mean?
Superman
Why would
on
he
X.
care? Do you know what I mean?
Because he
doesn't
cares.
care.
Well, because if he doesn't care about humanity, he becomes a goddish oppressor. He becomes Zod.
Well, that's what it is that he just ends up saying.
Why would you spend your time on Twitter if you were
Yeah,
Superman?
exactly.
Why would you
And,
be
you know, if
looking
you're
at
Superman,
Fair
like
point,
that?
mate.
yeah, if you're Superman,
Because
you
he's a
wouldn't, would you?
journalist, and that's what they do nowadays.
That's
Like,
Clark
why would
Kent,
you even-
not Superman.
Again,
Welcome
I
to
know
Talk
it's
About
Yeah,
Superman.
well,
Superman.
Clark Kent and Superman
They're
aren't.
talking over each other.
They're not schizophrenics that have two different personalities. Clark Kent is a role that he plays. Superman is who he is.
Yeah, but he wouldn't. He as Superman, right? He's not that. He's not stupid as some of the stars that we have and go on Twitter and do rubbish. He's Superman, right? He's very clever and he's very calculated. You know what I mean? And he cares about humanity. If he knows that if he puts a tweet out or whatever, and everybody, he's probably not going to do it. If I was Superman, I wouldn't even be involved in all nonsense. You know what I mean?
Reg, if Superman were real, he would get Me Too'd and
Yeah,
cancelled by
probably.
Blake.
Yeah.
Like Lively, yeah, probably. But the thing is, it wouldn't bother him
talking-
because he can just become Clark Kent and just not be Superman for an hour or two or whatever, or a day or two. Do you know what I mean? So
No, it would
as long as
bother
they
him because
find out
again,
who
he
is,
cares about humanity, and again, where's the moral clarity?
He would care about Blake Lively saying shit about him. I don't think so.
He
somehow.
would if
Especially
it turns
Blake Lively. yes.
everyone against him. He doesn't care about the individual people that tweeting him. He's like, what is going on with people as a whole? For the
Okay, let
same
me-
reason that we look at culture and go, why has everybody lost their mind?
Okay, let me
What
put
is
it
going
this,
on?
Let me put it this way, right? If I was
Okay.
writing a script, I would make my Superman not care about any of that stuff and concentrate on saving the world and saving people and stuff like that. If I was Superman as well,
Against their
that's
will.
what I would do. What do you mean against their will? He's not doing anything against their will.
I mean, if you have a majority of people in the U.S. go, what the hell? We don't want him here anymore. Get him the hell out.
well, that's the thing. You would ignore that. If there's a crisis in the world, you try to help, right?
I would ignore a majority of the people. That makes you an oppressor.
No, if you're there to save people, you're there to help people. That's your.
You'd have had
That's
Ukraine.
as any great despot claims. That's why they're there. I
Okay.
know better. I know better than everybody else.
Ukraine
I
would
make
have been
choices for them.
That's not what I'm
That's-
saying.
That's what
Ukraine-
U.S. interventionalists made the same claim. We're here to
See,
help.
well,
Ukraine would have been sorted out by now.
if something's going to fall or whatever, or a building's falling on someone, he's there to save people,
Oh,
right?
right.
He's there. You know what I'm saying? That's all. He's not. I don't think he'll get involved in politics. Well, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
think
know if you paid
Superman is
attention to
Okay.
modern culture, but
Okay.
everything is politics
I
now.
fear we're getting a little bit bogged down. We got a super sticker from Google Director member, $5 super sticker. Don't know what it is, but thank you, my friend.
What's this? Super.
It's an animated graphic. The
is
StreamYard doesn't show it.
Doesn't
Thank
show
you, my
it,
friend.
but you can see it, right?
No,
Only if
Oh.
you're on
only on
YouTube.
the re-rub or in the
Ah,
chat.
okay.
So, but thank
Alright.
you, my friend. Okay, shall we sidestep? New look at David
No, move on.
Collins' sweat. Okay, so we'll do the. I did a couple of big stills.
Yeah.
Do you like that, Ian?
Oh no, he doesn't look like Superman. He's like, fuck
That's
it.
because he's Clark on that one.
Who cares?
Yeah. I'm never going to watch this film. You know what? I hope it's not shit. I hope people who like Superman get what they want. But I'm so sick fed up looking at this guy's fucking face. I'm never going to watch this film. And I hope he makes some money so he can get his eyes straightened out so they both point the same way.
Oh yes, I can see it now.
I can't unsee it now.
Not
Oh,
bad.
well.
Wrenched. Super Gimp.
Now that's a movie I would
Oh,
watch.
sorry. Fat Robert Wrenched. He looks like a cat.
Cardigan model.
He does. Or, yeah, the old International
Yeah.
Mail catalogs from the
Yeah,
late
okay.
80s.
Okay, another one then. Oh, it's just that fucking symbol that's just doing it for me. Yeah. It's
Or
going to
the
be.
fact
Oh, the fact.
a regular guy has to help him up. He shouldn't even be.
Well,
able
did
to
you notice
move him.
the ethnicity of the guy who helped him up? Did you notice that?
Well, he's only helping him up so he can. Well, no, I better not say it. Never mind.
Oh,
I
it's
don't want to
that
go that far,
symbol.
but yes, I
Fuck
did.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
I hope it's good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see it.
I think it's an interesting story idea, and I have real questions about it, whether they can do it.
George says, couldn't they fix his?
Yeah, it'll look like somebody's upper lip that they
Yeah.
decided to fix.
Apparently,
Mm.
you know the scene where he gets twatted on the back of the head with the can?
Mm.
Yeah,
In the first trailer, he blinked.
yeah.
But in the new trailer, after lots of people moaning about Superman wouldn't blink because he wouldn't
You wouldn't even feel it. Yeah,
They've removed the blink.
I noticed that.
Yeah. Oh, this is one. New look. Why do I want to go? This is for the Brits, everybody. Guy Garvey. Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, and Mr. Terrific in Superman.
Mm. Okay.
I don't care about any of these people.
He's got a bit of a beer belly, hasn't he?
Like I said,
A paunch.
it's just like motorcycle racing leathers, man. It's
Yeah,
They should have given him that thing that Captain Kirk wore in the 60s. Remember?
A
William
girdle?
Shatner?
Girdle, yeah,
A girdle.
the costuming doesn't really seem to be on point for the whole movie, but hawk to a girl.
yeah. I'm not impressed with the ancillary characters, but I also don't care about them.
Why is the Green Lantern wearing white?
Well, clearly he's still a virgin.
Does he wear that costume in the comics? I've never read Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, or when he got introduced, because I was out of comics by then. So does he wear this costume, or does he wear the normal one?
Is it Mr. Terrific?
Isn't he
who's
in the
the-
Flash, Mr. Terrific?
Who's the one who
remember
has a
it.
similar jacket to him?
Mr. Terrific.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Hawk Girl.
Okay, let's sidestep.
Boom. Who's this robot fella he's fighting?
First look at the hammer of Baraba.
Arabia.
He's a hammer?
No, he's
It's
the
almost
hammer.
in the morning.
Oh, okay. So he's not.
It looks like Ram Man out of He-Man.
No, he does. Yeah.
Can't touch this. Da-na-na-na.
Oh God, no, not MC Hammer, man.
Oh, that's not the Iron Man Mark I suit made in the desert with scraps.
Don't know.
Tony Stark made this in Arabia.
There must be a very powerful suit if you can take on Superman like that. Because Superman's Superman, right?
What, Ram Man?
Or they've been given, here's some
Kryptonite stuff.
kryptonite. Yeah.
Maria Gabriella de Faria serving as the engineer.
I don't even know who this is.
Yeah.
Somebody educate
Wait.
me. The engineer? Who's the engineer?
I thought this was from Sinners. Isn't she a vampire? Look, I just.
I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know, but she weighs about 80 pounds, sopping wet.
Who's that on the ground there?
She's
Is that Guy
throwing.
Gardner?
She's throwing LPs at him.
At the back. Who's that guy on the ground? Is
Yeah,
that
I
Guy
don't
on the
know.
ground? Is that Guy Gardner?
I don't know. Half their costume is laying on the ground around them, so that
Mm.
didn't end well for them.
No.
I don't know what's next.
Do you know what the poor groundskeepers at the baseball field have to do to fix that? That's just
Yeah, that's a lot of leveling they got to deal with there.
Well,
Yeah.
well, it might be done by CGI. You never know.
I'm sure.
very,
it is.
very rude.
Mm.
Well, I'm talking about in movie, but yeah,
all right.
don't do that to a baseball field. She
Okay.
looks awful here, though. I don't know what to say.
Uber mention. Is it just me, or are the DCU superheroes complete shite?
Yeah, but so are the villains.
Yeah, it's not just you.
Shite. Okay, next one then. First look at Ma and Pa Kent in Superman.
This is the same guy who couldn't drink in
Constantine.
wasn't he?
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
trying to drink and he couldn't drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're
At
still, well, he's
Wilford
still
Brimley
alive.
and Kathy Griffin.
At least,
So here you go. Visitor number 23. One for the Superman mother. Yeah.
Yeah, well, she looks experienced.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean well, first of all, you're never going to beat Glenn Ford.
No, you're not.
Is Pa
Not in a
Kent going to
gunfight.
die in this?
You're not going to beat him at a gunfight.
they actually put a redheaded white person in a movie, though, so I got to give them credit for that.
Mm. But they may be good. You never know. This guy, even though I don't think he's right for a Pa Kent, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
So he'll probably bring it.
He'll bring it. Okay, next one then.
Oh, for God's
Okay.
sake.
Have we finished with Superman?
Yes.
We finished with the
Closing
next one
thoughts
as well.
then. Are we yeah. It's 50-50, isn't it, guys?
I'm going to go and see it. I'm definitely going to go and see it. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping
But it's
for the best.
50-50, isn't it? It's 50.
It is. It looks like it might be a good movie, but then again, there's loads of flags that come popping up for me.
I think the trailer actually sets the bar higher for their fall for me, because I just expected it was going to be crap, and I was like, oh, I see that you understand what the story should be. That makes it that much worse if you don't deliver on it, and I have a little faith in them delivering on it.
Yep, you might be right there.
I'm thinking
Going, folks.
70-30, but yeah.
If you have to hope, Ian. What did he say? I missed that one. If you had to hope, Ian, what?
There is none.
Oh, okay. There is none.
Bob Hope.
Yeah. Well,
hope it-
again, right. I do like James Gunn, what he's done in the past, and so I'm hoping for the best.
I love Superman as well.
But
Not
everything
sexually,
he's
but I love Superman.
listen. If this was a Swamp Thing movie made by James Gunn, I'd totally go see it.
Yeah, because quirky, and here you go. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if they were doing the Alan Moore arcs. But yeah, James Gunn does have a decent track record, but he also has a consistent track record of being weird, and I don't want this movie to be weird.
Nothing epic about this trailer at all.
I think the worst thing about this movie is because they've put everything into it.
Yeah, that's an epic house dress she's wearing. I do have to say.
Yeah.
We want a Superman movie. We don't want everything movie.
Well, that's why I said it looks so busy. We're getting like
Yeah.
what 7 or 8 freaking.
I don't.
Super-
I don't mind a chaotic world if Superman is the one that shows up and is like look, it's not that difficult, right? That morality is morality. The doing good is doing good. Right is right. And he stands in contrast to the world and kind of makes everybody take a step back. I think, and again, that's what they hint at with this story.
Yeah.
I have real questions about Gunn's ability to write.
Here you go, folks. Manuel Grell wrench. Mate. If you love Superman, it's probably better to stay the hell away from this.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Amelia Bedelia wrenched. James Gunn, fuck it up.
I do like Gary's Superman's James Gunn, as he calls this movie, because Gunn is constantly inserting himself in everything.
Again, right, when you see him flying in this movie, it's not pleasing to the eye. I always refer to the Chris Reeve movie, even though they didn't have digital effects. When you see him fly, you can appreciate him flying. But with this, if it's too fast, what's the point?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's what they sold the original movie on, right? The ad campaign is "You'll believe a man can fly."
Yeah,
I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
and on that bombshell, let's move on then.
Rainbow Avengers. Move on.
New logo came out. Who saw this?
I did not.
It's not even subtle anymore, is it? They just
look. Fuck off. Move along. Seriously.
The Fabulous Avengers.
Yeah. I sure hope that Disney features that in their new Disneyland that they're building in Qatar.
You know what? This is going to give self-inserts a whole new meaning.
oh God.
Boom-tish.
I don't think it's not going away anytime soon, is it?
Yeah.
They've just retreated a little bit back.
Did you just hear what I said?
Hoping that
anything coming
noticed.
out of LA is going to be wokeified.
The Avengers.
Case in point.
Yeah. There you go.
Let's rebrand. Let's rebranding the.
Yeah, I mean, they're not backing off of anything until it becomes painful enough for the decision
makers.
makers.
Avengers.
I'm surprised they didn't take the arrow and point it downward on the A. You know,
what are you gay? What are you gay?
Hey, where's that from?
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? Yeah.
Is it a clip of an interview or something?
Right, yeah, but I think it's actually a comedy skit. But it's a.
Why are you gay?
Yeah. Why are you gay? Why? I'm not gay. You are gay.
Why are you gay? It's on YouTube somewhere. I can't remember where it was. I saw it. And I was,
yeah. I was just wondering the original source. Like, what did it? Where before it was a meme? Where was it from?
I think it was a comedy bit that they were doing, but it looks like a normal interview.
Ellen Page, blood sausage. Hello, Ellen. I think it looks good.
Well,
ask Elliot his opinion.
There you go. It's either objective or subjective, one or the other.
What will it take for normal people to take the rainbow back?
Or give it to Skittles.
No. Do not taste the rainbow. That's a bad idea.
Was Skittles way ahead of the curve, is what we're saying.
I can't look at my Dark Side of the Moon album anymore without having terrible thoughts.
You're like, oh my God.
We've got a question here from Arranged. When is Mega Geek, that's you in, getting promoted from agitator to extremist? All right.
I mean, I nominated him. I'm just waiting for a second on the nomination, and then we'll have a vote.
I don't know. It's
Go on,
things
Ian,
like
you don't say it all that often now. This is what everybody loves you for, but you don't say it.
Well, the thing is, though, look.
Go on, say it.
I can't. Right, this looks shit, okay, and it is shit. But the thing is, though, I can't be asked to talk about something like this. This is just an insult to everyone. It really is.
Somebody will
so
like it.
Good luck.
It's like it's an insult to my intelligence, and that's a tough job because I don't have a lot of intelligence.
Yeah. Okay. Amelia, they already have half of the alphabet now.
Okay, Amelia's really feel strong about this. Forget the rainbow; they come in after the alphabet, and then forget the rainbow. They come out. Yeah, feels very strong about that.
What's that?
They can have the W's.
Do you know what Gary said? One of the rules of when they're shooting a film is that they're allowed to share toilets. Biological men are allowed to share
Oh
toilets.
God, here we go.
Yeah, it's a new California rules for shooting in there that you have to do a land acknowledgement and you have to have
Yeah.
the flexible bathrooms.
So there you go. So it's not
Dirty
going to go
bastards.
away.
Uber mention. Ian is spot on. Sorry, Mega Geek. You're right.
Well, I do have my
Oh, look
moments.
at this. There you go. Sun and Storm. Why are you gay? Clip.
Oh,
Check it out.
sweet.
Right. Okay.
Why are you gay?
Listen, I like land acknowledgements. It's the ultimate proof that all of this is meaningless and performative. Because if it meant anything,
You give it
they
back.
would take action. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. I think we might. Okay. Georgius Rex. Green is for Hulk, but what are the other colours for? Cap should be blue. Iron
Green
Man
is
ER.
not. It's not nothing to do with that. It's the gay thing. That's why it's there. It's blatantly obvious to everyone. It's the
Okay.
gay thing. It's nothing to
And
do
on,
with the Hulk.
and on
or
that
anything like
bombshell, let's. I think there's another one.
Yay!
Yeah, we've done that.
We've done that one.
Okay. This is Mission Impossible. The embargo has been lifted today. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning debuts with 89 score on Tomatoes.
Well, I mean, you can certainly trust early access Rotten Tomato reviews. As
Yeah.
we've certainly seen with recent movies.
Did you?
I'm torn. I want to believe this is real, but Rotten Tomatoes has zero credibility.
Yeah, I
Ian.
mean, this is less than Thunderbolts, so what are we doing?
Did you see that advert where Tom Cruise is standing on top of the IMAX?
Oh, I saw the
in
picture
London.
of him stood on top of it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the camera pulls out, and he's saying, "We're going to join the audience. We're going to be going around London joining the audience." I'm like, "Are you? So you're going to be joining the audience in venues that working class people can't afford? Is that what you're saying? You want to come to Brixton, mate? You want to come to Wandsworth, mate? If you want to see what real crowd participation on your film is, don't go to those venues. Come down to Wandsworth. Come down to the shitty cinemas and watch it with us.
Well,
Do you
know what I mean?
Brixton is a good idea?
Well,
So
he must have been listening to you because he's been in Cannes today.
No, that's France.
Cannes.
And that's a privileged place as well. That's what I'm saying, right? If you want to know what the audience thinks of your film, really want to know, freaking join me in Wandsworth City World, and then you'll see. Do you know what I mean? Don't go to all these places nobody can afford to go to.
Gap After Dark, obviously a Stargate fan.
Yeah,
come to Liverpool.
Yeah,
come to Doncaster.
Exactly. You want to know what the audience thinks?
Yeah, go to Toxteth. That's a good idea. Or
He's coming to the Accrington Cinema.
If he's in Cannes,
if
he's in Cannes, we know he has his nipples covered up.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Accrington Stanley. Who are they? Okay, so the embargo's been lifted. There's very, very mixed
I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it because I like Tom Cruise.
It's not looking good, folks.
I know it isn't, but I like Tom Cruise, and do you know what? He's been kind to the audience and stuff. So I'm gonna give it back.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning features a jaw-dropping finale, but everything leading up to that is a bit of a mess.
Well, I kind of give the last one Dead Reckoning a pass because COVID really messed with them.
Yeah,
but I think it peaked with Fallout, and I don't know. I just
it did.
I want to see it, but I don't think it's going to be as good as I'm hoping.
It's not going to be, but remember, right? I think quarter of this was made while they were doing the between the COVID thing as well. So I had to include that. So you know what I mean? That's why the budget spiked up. But if the story isn't good and the conclusion is unsatisfying, then it's failed. That's all I can say. So,
well, I'm sure since this isn't they have some decent pre-sales. It probably won't make money.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, right. I don't know. I mean, given their budget, the last one pulled like 800 million and still didn't make money back.
Yeah, but the pay 2 window probably, and then what they get for streaming.
Here you go, folks. Amelia Clark Scrollarm. Who cares? Haley Atwell, isn't it? Melvin?
Yeah, Melvin
Melvin
doesn't care.
has some ideas.
Oh, once
You
the
know my
fact
thoughts.
that they killed off Rebecca Ferguson, I can't forgive the last movie.
I will say some of the pictures of Haley Atwell at the premieres. She's looking her age now.
Have you not noticed that, Ian, at the premiere they have everyone apart from Ving? I'm
Yes.
wondering why that he's not there. And they have this young black guy that I think he was in the last movie.
Maybe he doesn't like. Maybe he's dead. I don't know.
It might be related to a certain trial that's going on this week.
Oh, is he?
Oh,
what trial's that then?
Can't say because it would influence
It's a certain very well-known rapper who is.
Oh, I see. Okay. He wasn't there in the last one, was he? Either. So
here's a question:
Was it?
Are there more bad Mission Impossible movies than good?
No, I enjoyed all of them. Tell you the truth, even the John Woo one, I thought was a lot of fun, but it wasn't great, the John Woo one. But I think the majority of them are very enjoyable, personally.
Was it Rogue Nation? That was okay.
Rogue Nation was good, yeah.
Fallout obviously was the peak. That's so good is that movie.
Yeah.
Not Brian Ranch. Do you know heroin is a street drug now? Okay, Tom. No pain relief for the terminally. Then
he's turned Mission Impossible into a Tom Cruise fest, hasn't he? Because if you watch the original TV show, it was all about the gang. It was all about the group.
But it always was from the second movie on. So that's not really a shocker.
Well, that it's not. It wasn't always that way because the first one wasn't. It was everything after that.
Poof diddly. The one indeed, yes.
The first one was really good.
It's funny. For all Hollywood wants a girl boss, they finally had a really good one in Rebecca Ferguson. She was competent and feminine and very much a peer of Ethan Hunt's, and then they get rid of her.
She was feminine, so that had to go.
She was doing Silo, wasn't she?
She was one of my favorites, though, and I took it personally when they killed her off.
Okay, let's see what's next then. James Preston Paul says, it brings me no pleasure to report Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning sends the franchise out with a whimper. Oh no. Impressive set pieces and spycraft can't make up for the uncharacteristic play at nostalgia.
Did you who was watching Severance? Mr. Milkshake's in it, isn't he? In this film, anyone?
Who?
Mr. Milkshake, the black guy. He's in this film. The guy in Severance.
Are you being racist by calling him Milk?
No. That was the nickname they gave him. The black guy that was in Severance. He's in this film.
Not Chalky.
Like the fat one that was in Fallout?
No, the guy with the moustache. I can't remember his name, but I call him Mr. Milkshake because that's what they called him in the show. The black guy that was in charge in season 2. He's in this movie.
Okay,
so
we'll take your word for that, mate.
But do you not see it in the trailer?
I imagine a lot of actors are in this. I imagine a lot of actors are in this.
Anyone watch Severance here?
No.
Well, I'm on my own then, aren't I?
You are on your own, mate.
Yeah. He's in it.
You know something, Mega? It would have been easier for them to say that, wouldn't it? Just not watched it. How hard would that have been? Just
exactly.
Put the guy out of his misery. He's trying to help jog your memory, and you don't even have the memory. Just say it. Didn't see it, then we can move on. Why you put the guy through that?
That's he was dedicated to the bit, so I was just going to let him roll until
we're filling the time. You see.
Yeah.
Maybe he was.
Did you watch? What's it called?
What's that?
Snow White, Mega.
Yes, I did. It's terrible. Thank you.
Have you seen it at last now?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's awful. Those dwarfs, they're freaky. I got to admit, they really are freaky. They really are.
The real ones are a bit freaky as well.
Yeah. And also at the ending, it was like the guy didn't want to kiss her at the end because I was
me too, didn't it?
He so obviously didn't want to kiss her, and when he did, it was kind of a horrible kiss, wasn't it? Kind of thing.
Was it
So
great?
and also, I
in-
can't remember how the Queen died in the cartoon. I'm pretty sure she didn't die the way that's depicted in the film with the mirror.
I think she turned into a dragon, didn't she? In the
So
Prince killed her.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So
Spoilers,
interesting.
everybody.
Mm.
So there you go. We will find out in 2 weeks' time with Mission Impossible.
I'm gonna see it.
Same here.
I'll wait a lot
definitely will see it.
longer.
I'm gonna see it. And
First Friday for me.
I probably will enjoy it as much as I did the last one, and that's saying a lot. So I didn't think the last one was very good, and I think this one's going to be the same.
Has
So,
anybody seen the last one's a repeat viewing?
I have, yeah,
Oh,
and it's still
and?
bad. It's still bad.
Oh.
I mean, I think was it Melvin or someone on this panel pointed out the fact that when he was on that parachute, what is the chance of him smashing through
Swim,
a carriage
yeah.
where what's her name was, and smashing through a carriage? What is he, Iron Man? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that didn't make any sense. But that's just one out of many things that didn't make any sense in that movie. But there you go.
He's probably going to turn out to be a Jedi or something.
Probably.
Lesbian?
That as well. A Jezbian.
Okay. That's Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. 2 weeks, everybody. 2 weeks. We should probably go support Mr. Cruz.
I will.
But anyway, okay.
He's got a whole church celebrating it, but supporting him. I don't have to.
What is Scientology?
Yeah, Scientology.
You know that shot where he's hanging off the plane, okay, right? We know that there's wires attached to him. So it's like, okay,
he's still doing it.
He's up there really, but we know there's wires attached to him. So kind of it takes the edge off it. But believe it or not, if you've seen For Your Eyes Only, remember the beginning of the sequence with the guy hanging off the helicopter?
Melvin dropped.
He was actually hanging off the helicopter with no wires attached to him. He was literally holding on for dear life. Now that's a stunt. Come on, let's face it.
Well, until they ejected it down the smokestack.
I know.
Oh,
not the bald-head guy. The guy who played Roger Moore was hanging.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't have nothing attached to him. He was literally hanging off the helicopter, holding on for dear life.
I want to see a movie about the guy who's in charge of ensuring all of Tom Cruise's film production.
He doesn't have one.
No, the guy who's trying.
I think he insures him himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, I can assure he's a clear. And
Oh yeah, he actually can't come to any harm, can he? Doesn't he
Yeah.
have like magical Xenu powers? Or...
Yep.
Yeah.
Here you go. Amelia Clark Skullham. Bond had only one stuntman death.
Yes.
And now most movies only have one stunt man.
Well, in For Your Eyes Only, one guy died. The ski thing, the bobsledge thing. He died doing that stunt.
Really?
I know that. Yeah, in For Your Eyes Only. But, yeah.
Oh,
I will say, don't forget, we're back tomorrow doing the Andor roast, folks. Episodes 4, 5, and 6. Going to try and do them in one roast.
Me and Goodwin won't be. We'll be on open bar and
Suffering over there, yes.
Oh.
Okay.
getting all Nazi on people.
Yeah, it's going to be spicy, I suspect.
Sword's not going to be with us. Don't blame me, mate. But I think that's it, folks. That is it, folks. TBA 65. Last minute, but you turned up with your interactions, your super chats, and being there listening to this shite. So, chat, you are wonderful. We will see you tomorrow. Let's get the guests up. Bear with me. Istaphobas. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Thanks, chat. You've been a lovely bunch of magnificent bastards. Thank you.
Melvin Deeply. Cheers, Melvin.
Nee bother Brun.
Mega Geek.
Can I do that again?
Go on then.
Push down.
Thanks, chat. You're wonderful. You're amazing. I want to touch you and all the
every single one of you.
All over. I want to touch you
Touch
all
you all
over.
In the
over.
naughty
I
places.
want to touch your sexy bodies and nae bother, Brun. There we go.
Cheers, Melvin. Mega Geek. Cheers, Ian.
No worries.
And the Flash Gordon hater, Emperor Goodwin. All
That's a
hail.
lie. Stop that. I love Flash Gordon, even if it's shit. I actually admire the chat so much. I want them to have the show, and I'll sit in the audience and watch. It'd be far more entertaining.
Mud Crab is saying that Mr. Brown Alliance, remember that's me. Remember we agreed you to have to do a 2000 AD comic stream now.
Oh, I remember that. Yep, you absolutely
I
committed
don't
to
know
that.
anything. I don't know anything about 2000 AD.
I mean, Judge Dredd comes from 2018.
He does.
I don't know anything about the comics though.
I mean, I stand with you, Mud Crab.
Unless
Just
if somebody
remember that when the revolution comes and Mr. Brown denied you.
unless if somebody produces it. That is it, folks. Let's get the
Yep.
graphics up.
Somebody's drinking.
That is it. We're back tomorrow, folks. Take care, everybody. 66 watching. Take care, everybody. We'll see
Ta-da.
you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.
Cheerio.
Cheers.
Timing.
Look sideways.